Hi there. In today's video, we're going to demonstrate how to customize Acumatica using AI tools. Next gen customization. Imagine you are a developer and you've been customizing Acumatica. Uh, and you know that in order to do that, you will create a new package in the customization manager, create a new screen, add DAC objects, the data access layer, add the graphs, add the SQL scripts, write the code behind, validate, compile, and publish. So just to create a new simple screen may take anywhere from an hour, maybe few hours to build that entire package. What if I told you using the AI tools, you can build the same custom screen, simple screen within less than 30 minutes? So that's what I'm quite excited today to show you some of the tools that you can leverage that's out there, which understands Acumatica's platform and which can generate the code behind for you that lets you to copy paste into Acumatica, compile, and you're up and running. So today's agenda is to demonstrate by creating a new screen, a new package, and in order to do that, I will use the AI tools to give me the code behind for Acumatica and publish that. And we can take a look at it to see how fast we can do that. And also, we're going to wrap that up with the final tips and takeaways as to how we can improve this on an ongoing basis. All right, so uh, there are different AI tools out there in the market. There is a comparison done by another website here, but you can obviously look up on Google to see which tool does best. I've found Cloud is the one that is really good in coding in terms of generating code, but I haven't used this one yet. However, for this video and for this demonstration, I'm using Google's Gemini and I'm also using Perplexity. So these are two AI tools that I'm demonstrating today, how they're going to generate the code behind for us. Obviously, you can explore other AI tools and see which one really fits for what you're trying to accomplish, right? All right. So in terms of generating AI code, or rather asking the AI to generate the code, uh, you got to understand the fundamentals. If the fundamentals of writing a program is somebody would write a technical specs and indicating to create the table structure, to create the screen, how it behaves, the functional stuff, all of that, which we call as requirements document. So that was the conventional way of doing things, which is still, it still holds good for doing that through the prompt engineering. And the screens and the validations. So you would still take that requirements document, which is valid, and you would feed that into the AI tool. By doing that, you are actually letting the AI generate the code behind for us. So let's build Acumatica screen now with an AI. Here's a simple scenario where I'm going to ask AI to build me a Acumatica custom screen, which is called plugin subscription, where I want to accept certain data from the user, being able to select which plugin they're subscribing, who the customer is, who the point of contact, when does the subscription start, and whether we're going to bill them monthly or annually, right? So that's the fields that I want to accept. So I'm going to ask AI to generate a code behind for me that I can use in Acumatica. So with that said, let me jump into Acumatica. All right, so here's what I've done. I've taken my prompt and I've asked Google Gemini here to generate a code behind for me. So on the left, I have Gemini from Google, and on the right, I have the Perplexity. So it's the same requirements I'm feeding both the AI tools. So obviously, Google comes back and gives me the different fields that I want to accept. It creates the DAC layer as well. It gives me the graph, and it tells me to create the ASP.NET page and the code behind. It's also given me some sample code so that I can copy paste. I'm not that impressed with Google. If I look at Perplexity, it has gone a little bit deeper and it's given me the DAX setup, exactly what I need in terms of all the fields, and using Acumatica's framework, the PX objects, and also it has given me the graph setup. It's asking me to create these ASP pages within the customization manager and the features that we're going to be implementing. So with this code, now I'm going to go into Acumatica and I'm going to create a new package and start copying and pasting. All right, so here we are in Acumatica in customization projects. I've created a new project called plugin subscription management and I've given a description to it. Let me open that package here. And as you can see here, I would come to the code section and within the code, I would create a new plugin subscription. I would go into the AI tool. Since I like the Perplexity, I'm going to be copying this code and pasting that into my editor. So you notice that Perplexity just gave me a random namespace, my company.plugin subscription. So I wanted to clean that up and I wanted to say what my namespace is, any definitions that I want to change, any values from the drop down. I added those data points. I realized my prompt was not that great. So these are the things that you will learn as you start to engage with the AI tool. You will understand that you have to start giving. So I did learn that I missed a few things, even though I told the AI to generate and give me an option to generate the table, the plugin subscription table. I did not get the SQL script at all. So we went ahead and we created the database script. We added a new table and few fields to it and the data types as well. So we added that stuff. We also copied the graphs that the system gave us, added and fine-tuned few areas here. So once I was able to copy that, then I was able to go into Acumatica and create a new screen by giving the screen ID. And once I was able to do that, we were able to save the project, also provide the sitemap as to where this screen is going to reside. In my case, it's going to be in the receivables module, and I also gave some access rights. So you may take what the AI is going to generate the code behind, probably to 60, 70, or 80% of the time, it might give you the code, and you can just plug that in and do some fine tuning in terms of sitemaps, database scripts, access rights, and be able to publish the package. So once the package is published, you will then be able to go in and let me just refresh the screen. You will now see the plugin subscription management where I can come in here and I can select the predefined drop-down values. I can select the customer in terms of who is subscribing to this particular plugin, the start date, end date, and then also be able to select the point of contact. In this case, let me just select another customer here, ABC Studios. Then I can come down here and I can choose Travis as the point of contact and whether we're going to bill them monthly or annual and be able to hit save. So I did miss in my prompt to indicate that there should be a save icon and also be able to delete. If you need any filters, you have to start telling that in a prompt to be able to generate that code behind for us. So if you keep your prompt engineering precise, then you will get the code that you need from the AI tools. So in terms of the takeaways, you have to improve your prompt technical specs. Take the simple requirement, ask the AI and see the code, and you will realize that you may have to define namespaces, data elements, class names, any definitions, any variables, any validation, any business rule that you want the code to actually validate. So all of those needs to be thought through. Also, you have to not assume that it's going to create the table structure. So you want to make sure to define that in your prompt saying that create a new table with the field names, the data types, and any validations there, so that it can generate the database script for you, the SQL scripts, and then any business rule that you want to validate. Once you have all of this, so you know prompts, again, it's going to take you a few iterations to get the right compile it, publish, test it. What used to take few hours of programming and coding and testing, it should drastically come down by 60 to 80% of the time. And all you have to do is just few data that needs to be validated, tested. You need to know Acumatica to some extent, obviously, to be able to identify the errors or where you can fix things. So a simple screen like this took me 20 to 30 minutes to run the AI code, copy paste, and publish. So there you have it. Use the AI tools definitely to cut down your time, and more often I would say have fun with the AI tools. Thank you for taking the time to watch how to customize Acumatica using AI. Thank you.